Since we started,
And which is how long ago?
in like 2002.
Wow, okay, that's about 8 years already, yeah? Right, okay. And well, just a sense about how what I mean, running this center, what were your problems, difficulties, challenges, and maybe at the end of it, how do you feel about it?
Okay. Because we are doing three areas of thing. One is counseling, one is education, another one is Caterpillar Club. All this we need volunteers. And when issue of volunteers is the recruitment. Doing this type of work, like charitable work, we need very passionate volunteers and who are very dedicated, committed. This is my problem to get them.
Right. How do you get your volunteers? How do you recruit your volunteers?
We have publicities. Sometimes we go around and give out our flyers. And another thing is through the recommendations, volunteers and volunteers, from volunteers also. During the recruitment, I will talk to them, interview them, and I tell them that the passion is important, the commitment, and what is their strength. Because for these three areas, they can stick to one area, that they find that they are really good, have skill in it. So they will be more helpful.
Right. Okay. And so all along, I mean, for this coming 8 years, you've been working with volunteers. Can you give me some experiences you have with volunteers? I mean, the good ones and the bad ones.
Usually, even during the interview, we cannot understand them at all, or they also didn't understand whether they like the work. So we encourage them to try out. After knowing their interest, we put them to the very appropriate area to start helping us. After a few months, we'll assess them. If they find that they really lose interest, they can change from one to another. But after the three areas has been covered, they still find that they cannot commit, then I think that's a time for them to give up. And they can serve in other community.
Right. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Now, I want to go to this program that the CDC brought in. Okay, the English program. How do you think it's helped your kids?
Because the students here, most of them they are from the underprivileged families, so they don't have chances to expose to the English-speaking environment. So when we run this program, helping them for English literacy, language, I find that after a while, few months later, there's an improvement in talking, in writing. Because we ask them to write a journal. For example, when we have outing, we bring them up those more senior students, like from age of 8 to 12, they have to submit their journal, the story and the experience that they got it from the outings. But for the junior one, about 5 to 7, they will draw for us. So this is something that we know that how much they learn from the activity.
All right. Yeah, and do you think you need a sustained program? I mean, in a sense of, like, for us, we're just coming in for 10 hours and after that their performance. Do you think there's a need for a more sustained program, like to have it more fleshed out, like the lesson plan and stuff like that?
Yes, usually we plan the program every 6 months. And when we plan, I will work with my in-charge Payan. We give them 1/3 of the programs for arts, music, 2/3 for creative writing, language literacy.
Right.
All these things I think is quite interesting for them, because we have spoken to the parents. We told them that this is not a tuition center, it's an enrichment center.
Right. Okay, great. Can you tell me also, I mean, this is out the program, but the fulfillment you feel when, I mean, you're here 8 years already, how fulfilling
Okay. Actually, I was a teacher before.
Oh,
Before I stopped teaching, I was actually teaching in a secondary school for 10
oh,
years.
wow. And you was teaching which subject?
Maths.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I have been with children for 10 years and I love children very much.
Wonderful.
So I stopped because of my 3 children. my
How
own.
how old are your three children
At
now?
that time when I stopped, they were about 7, 5.
Okay.
And in the end, I got one more. So
Right.
now they are 35, 33, and 27.
Okay. All right.
So now they are big. So that's
Right.
why 5, 6 years ago, after we set up this center, I went to get a degree of counseling. So and now I'm helping this center for doing the marriage counseling, help the family counseling, and the sometimes children also.
All right.
And why we think that we can give them more cares is because when they come in, we usually interview them, and also if they have some behavioral problem through the lesson here, we will meet up with the parents and we give free counseling to the parents, the grandparents, who take care of them.
Right. Right.
So I find this is something like very holistic.
Right. Right. Okay.
And why we have Caterpillar Club? Because when we do counseling in pregnancy, we find that we support them when they are carrying the baby. But after they deliver the baby, what kind of parenting education they have to give to their children? This is something very important.
Of course.
So
Of
we
course.
also run parenting courses.
Sure. I'm sure in your 8 years here, there must be some moments where you felt that, really a sense of achievement, right? Can you give me one of those moments?
You think it's concerning about Caterpillar Club or?
Any moment. I mean, it's an emotional thing. So when was a moment you feel really, like you achieved something?
Okay. When I do marital, if we see that the couple reconcile and the family become so happy, and this is the reward that I get. And for pregnancy one, if they carry the baby to full term and they appreciate, because they go through a very tough period when they feel that physically, mentally they have no support, and we support them. That is a part that they come back, they bring the child to us. We also feel very happy for them.
Right.
For Caterpillar Club, I feel that when the parents told us that the children are now more disciplined and they also can enjoy the lesson here, I think, and another thing is they say, oh, our children exposed to an environment that they can interact with other children. This is very important because I always have the feeling that when Sunday, Saturday they have outing with their family gathering, it's only among their cousins, their relatives. But here is someone that they don't know.
Sure.
But they can really play with them, interact with them. This is the purpose that I feel that this is the fruit that we can.
Wonderful. Wonderful.